All right. I needed to ask that because, I mean, other events have come up since then. But let's talk about one of the biggest contention in your party, and that's the position of the National Secretary. The acting national chairman, Umar Damagun, has said that the National Executive Committee has confirmed Samuel Anyanwu as the National Secretary. Considering how much of a controversy this has been, we know that the BOT, some NWC members have rejected the reinstatement of Mr. Anyanwu. Are you satisfied with this outcome? And do we expect not to see any more controversy around the issue of a National Secretary?
No, the National Secretary is an individual. One person cannot derail a political Iroko party like ours. So what happened was that it took the party a long time for us to have a NEC meeting. And a NEC meeting is the next highest level of final authority, you know. So if you don't hold a NEC meeting, all these problems about Anyanwu or no Anyanwu wouldn't be discussed. So that was why it took a long time, and everybody was heading in different directions. But it's not new in any organization, either political or even managerial. It's not new. You will have disagreements, you will have contentions, but your ability to lock your doors, tell yourself some serious home truths, and ensure that whatever decision you are making will be in the best interest of the party and of the nation. So we got together. Sometimes you win some, sometimes you lose some. And I want to thank the Governors Forum for being able to repackage, reconstitute, and get all the other people to be able to give in. And there were certain other conditions, you know. And what I want to remind Anyanwu is simply this. Now, there are caveats. There are things that when you come, the do's and don'ts and all that. And he has an opportunity, which is rare. Once he leaves that position of the National Secretary in good stead, automatically he becomes a member of the Board of Trustees for life. And that means he becomes a member of NEC for life. So whatever it is that had brought all these agreements, people have agreed and were angered. He was also angered. And as a family, you know, if you have a problem with your family, you don't go to the marketplace. Yes, and in our party, no individual has the complete authority to say, this is what I'm going to do for you, or that. It is the NEC that can do that. And I'm so happy that we met today, and on a special day. Today is the end of June, 30th of June, the end of the first half of the year. This party has resurrected. So from the 1st of July till future,
all right, Chief,
we have learned the lesson.
Let me ask
we've been able to.
Let me interject and just ask you about today. You know, a lot was put on what will happen today. So, and when you talk, you always talk about the PDP as a family unit. I want to ask you, how satisfied are you with today's deliberation in general for the party and its future? But specifically, should we expect an end to factionalization in the PDP?
No. Because we've been able to put and pull the working committee members together. We have stated at the NEC meeting that enough of public publications that would disinform the members of the public. It is an order of NEC. If you run foul of that order, NEC can discipline you. There are still people, who had done one thing or the other. No other level can deal with them. They can only report. It's only NEC that can deal. NEC, we're now told, requires, if we are going to hold a meeting, 21 days notice to INEC. So this one that we held today was a continuation of the last one we had. And the only agenda was to make sure that enough of all this fighting. Let this gentleman come back to his position with certain caveats, the do's and don'ts. And if he likes it, he will come and join his other colleagues. And in a couple of weeks or months, they will round up and we head for a convention. There is no organization anywhere in the world, either political or otherwise, that you will say in this organization they don't have crisis. But the ability of the managers and the members of the upper chamber to get together, to discuss, seamlessly, tell themselves some serious home truth, will be a measure of their competence to manage the resources of the land for the benefit of Nigerians. So today is a resurrection day. This party has resurrected. And you know why? We are going to be ready for the 2027 election and future elections.
All right. Talking about
anybody who is still running foul of the party.
Talking about the 2027 elections, I would want to press you on the internal party politics, but this is the news. We don't have a lot of time. So I'll just go ahead and ask you something that we've not gotten like a really firm response to. But you are a chieftain and you have been around for a long time. The question of loyalty, loyalty when it comes to the FCT minister, Nyesom Wike. How would you respond to questions about his continued membership of your party and being active in the APC-led administration?
Very good question. What I will advise is that because he is also a member of NEC, it is only NEC that can discuss it. Today's NEC was held because it was a continuation of the last one. Now, the next NEC meeting, we must inform INEC 21 days before that NEC. It is at that NEC that so many other things will come up. You have enough time to discuss A or B. They also have enough time to readjust their pronouncements and activities. If they refuse to listen to the ground norm of the party, which is our constitution, no individual can violate the constitution of the party and get away with it. Because our party is not a private enterprise of any individual. It's a collective responsibility, and our ground norm is so clear. If you love the party, stay in line, be fair, be just, and be equitable. But if you start demeaning the party, disrespecting the procedure and the rules and the laws as laid down in that constitution, then the party will take an action. And the level of taking that action is the NEC. So if NEC didn't meet, you can't do anything. Okay. Now that Anyanwu is back, they said, okay, the actual name they have in the portal of INEC is Anyanwu. and we hadn't had any convention to change. So we will settle down very quickly. They had to, you know, we had to talk to ourselves.
All right.
Sometimes you win some, sometimes you lose some. You can't win everything all the time.
Chief,
that is why you are in a social, political
Chief, I'm actually hoping that after that meeting, you will grant us another opportunity to speak on that subject, because it's a burning issue among a lot of persons. But moving on, before we let you go, it's been a long day. The chair of the Governors Forum, Bala Mohammed, while he was speaking, he acknowledged that the party has been engrossed in a lot of controversy and challenges. But there's a part that I want to, that he said that I need you to speak on. He said they did not create, not created by it. That's not created by the PDP, but it was created for the PDP, and that the PDP has been navigating unlike other parties, irrespective of what he described as manifestation and perception. Some would argue that that comment is a bit untrue and, you know, shies away from the reality of what has been in the public domain in fighting in the party. What do you say?
You know, like I said, no matter the organization, even in your own organization, you will have management crisis. You will have crisis because we are human. We are not the same. People, somebody will come with certain opinion, another will have a contrary opinion, but your ability to call a meeting of the top-ranking managers, to listen to A, listen to B, and provide solutions. Like I said, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. And if you respect and love the party, you want to be fair to that party, you will listen. And if you are tired, it's not a Berlin Wall between our party and outside. If you think you cannot abide by the rules and regulations as laid down in the ground norm of the party, in other words, the constitution of the party, then you take a walk. You know, it's not like the APC when the president said, I own it, it's my party. Nobody owns the PDP. It's a collective responsibility, and that's why I keep saying that it is a political Iroko tree in this country. That wind can blow, anything can hit it, but Iroko tree in the bush remains solid. And today it has resurrected. Those who are, I'm not saying everybody is wrong and that everybody is right. Some you win, some you lose, some have misbehaved, some have not misbehaved. So in the wisdom of the managers, look, the Board of Trustees is the custodian, the conscience of the party. We owe the assets and the liabilities of the party. And the seal of the party is with the Board of Trustees. And that's the responsibility. If you have people who are moving up and down, trying to cause crisis, it is the responsibility of the Board of Trustees to moderate their activities.
All right.
That we will do.
Okay.
And for me, that we are able to, it took a hell of a lot of time. That's why I want to thank the Governors Forum for their contribution. I want to thank the Board of Trustees, the members of the upper chamber, and the working committee members too. Everybody.
Chief,
we have learned a lesson. This thing started like a little full stop.
There's still a lot of work to be done. Some Nigerians, especially young people, have said the PDP is currently dead. They've even gone as far as saying that it's buried, made up of only time wasters, as most of the serious politicians have moved on to other parties or are setting up coalitions. How do you respond to that?
Listen, you know, anybody who tells you that the best of this politician, the best is that, can a tree make a forest? If they have you forgotten that the same group of people left this party at the convention floor in the past? Didn't they come back? They are saying they want coalition, Was Rome built in a day? It takes time. We have been able to resolve our own crisis. I am so angry about people. A rolling stone gathers no moss. These are people who should be in the forefront because the party made them. They benefited from the party. You don't leave your family house because it is leaking. If your family house is leaking, you repair it and stay there. Once you want to go here, the next time there is nothing happening there, you roll to another one. That is not the way a serious-minded person behaves. You know, there is no structure you can build that will not have one issue or the other. But your ability to package, repair the leakages, tell some serious soul truth to yourself, will be your measure of competence. Anybody has gone here the best of the, who defines the best of politicians until you are tested. What is the essence of democracy? It is the management of the resources of the land for the benefit of the people. If you don't do that, then what are you doing in politics? And public office, if we get it right in this country, we are yet to get it right through the electoral process. That's why, you know, people are so laid back, they are so disenchanted. Let us modernize it, operate it, so there will be no glitch on the day of election. And the voice of the people, voice populi, voice Dei, the voice of the people is the voice of God. Let the people decide who will be their head. Let us reform that process. And then we become like the first world. We're not saying we'll be perfect, but we move away from, on the D-Day, you told us we have a glitch. I'm a computer engineer. How do you have a glitch? On the very day it's like you are at sea. Suddenly, the enemy fired a missile to your ship. The radar picks it up in microseconds. It has computed the time of flight of that missile that will hit you. And it is at that time you are saying you have a glitch in your computer. You are dead meat.
Chief, I think we have to end the interview now. But thank you so much for giving us your time. We appreciate that you could spare us this moment. Thank you.
Before I go, I want to tell you one thing that I did last night.
Okay.
I sat in my room for hours thinking, how would tomorrow be? As a Christian, I knelt down and I prayed. And I wrote this spiritual tonic for divine principle of humanity. The reason so many people fail to experience this divine principle is that they expect to receive it without a struggle. When conflict comes and the battle rages, they become discouraged and surrender. The Almighty God has nothing worth having that is easily gained. There are no cheap goods on the heavenly market. The cost of redemption was everything God has to give, and anything worth having is expensive. Difficult times and places are our schools of faith and character. If we are ever to rise above mere human strength and experience power of the life of God in our mortal bodies, it will be through the process of conflict that can be called the labor of pains of our new life. I wish this country well, and I am saying it with all emphasis, with the fear of God in me, that the PDP has resurrected today. And the future, from the 1st of July, will be a newborn baby.
Wow.
And all the things Nigerians enjoyed before, we will bring them back for them to enjoy. I thank you for giving me this opportunity, and I wish your station the very best.